Saints and Aints, welcome back to another episode of Music and Makeup. This episode, I'm reviewing the new album from the Clipse, Let God Sort 'Em Out. And on the makeup, I'm using the new Danessa Myricks Color Fix Stick in Duo 2 for a really shimmery, summery look. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So Clipse recently dropped their newest album in 16 years, Let God Sort 'Em Out. And I remember seeing them reunite during Something in the Water when it came to DC. Pharrell, don't ever do that again. It was just wasn't it. But I remember seeing them reunite on the stage there. I hoped that there would be like some music, and of course they announced they were dropping an album. And you know, as much as I love Pusha T, I enjoyed Daytona and It's Almost Dry, but I used to love hearing Malice rap. He raps with this intensity and precision, and his pen is just incredible. So I've missed hearing him rap. And full disclosure, I'm from the 757, Virginia Beach to be exact, and we are extremely proud of like any talent that comes from our area. That being said, I made a TikTok last week saying, you know, we are going to be insufferable for like the next 6 months to a year about this album. And I don't know, y'all, it's after listening to it, we probably gonna be insufferable a little bit longer than that. And after listening to it and experiencing the rollout and all that, I'm gonna say we got a right to be insufferable. Let's talk about the rollout for this album. I've not seen a recent album rollout this good since the one for Rhapsody's Please Don't Cry. Her rollout really like built anticipation for her album. They had like beauty shop pop-ups, and she partnered with Ledoux, and then she had, of course, the tour. So it just really built like a lot of anticipation, and the rollout for this album felt like that on steroids. Their marketing team deserves all of the good things in life because they did a fantastic job with this, from the collaborations with Cause and Carhartt, the immersive experience, the Apple Music album release, and like how they streamed that, because I was surely watching from my bed because I wasn't gonna miss that. They did a slew of press, including a Tiny Desk performance that just was everything. They did the song Virginia as like their opening song. I told somebody, see, I knew not to be there because, honey, they would have had the security would have had to carry me out the building. I was hollering, but I would have been hollering so loud. They also did, most recently, I saw a Reddit AU and most recently a performance on The Late Show. Now, on this album, the Clipse reunited with Pharrell for production, and really love the production on this, especially on P.O.V, Mike Tyson Blow to the Face, and Inglourious Bastards. And speaking of Inglourious Bastards, I also love that we got a feature from Ab-Liva. He's one of my favorites since his days with Philly's Most Wanted. I remember him scorching up his verse on Hot Damn. That was the song with when they were the Re-Up Gang. That's when him, Clipse, Roscoe P. Coltrane formed the Re-Up Gang. And I've been seeing, you know, like people will like post his old freestyles and stuff like that. So this was a wonderful surprise. His line is one of my favorites on this song. Been playing in the snow like Rudolph, in that two-door roof, helping me to cool off. Chains on me like Slick Rick the Ruler. Seats white, but the six blacker than Umar. Love it, love it, love it, love it. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm like, I've always felt like Ab-Liva, like his pen is nasty too, you know, so it was good to hear him on this. Chains and Whips is probably what I can call right now my favorite song on this album. It's very clear who Push is talking to on this song, but honestly, for real, this could be really about anybody. I am a member of the Petty Club, so I think that is really the reason why I am so enamored with Push's verse. It's a real perfect don't fuck with me because I know the real you type of vibe. I really love the line, beware of my name that there is delicate. You know I know where you're delicate. Crush you to pieces if I hum a breath of it. I will close your heaven for the hell of it. Listen, my type of carrying on and shit talking, my type of movement right there. And Push delivers this verse with this intensity, like I'm not fucking around, the jig has really ascended on you. Even on the Tiny Desk, when I tell you he rapped that verse directly into the camera, and I swear it felt like he didn't even blink, just like dead on. So that is probably by far my favorite song, favorite verse on this album. I want to talk now about how the album started off with the song Birds Don't Sing. Now, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I feel a little ignorant even admitting this. When the track list dropped, I was trying to guess what this song was going to be about, and I figured it's probably either a tribute to their parents, I did get that, or this is gonna be a catchy little way to tell us, you know, how birds don't sing. We listen to the Clipse, we know what I'm talking about when I say birds. I was really caught off guard by the amount of emotion that I was going to feel hearing the both of them recount like their parents passing from each of their different perspectives. And I know this could could not have been easy to write or to record, because God knows, just as someone listening, I was boohoo crying, especially when Malice said, "I love my two sons" was the code to your phone. Honestly, I'm glad that they put the song at the beginning, because it was a nice way to honor their parents before getting down to business. And sometimes, I mean, it's odd when there's an album and we've been like selling drugs for like 4 or 5 songs, and then we put a tribute in the middle. It's too much of an emotional neck break for me. So I felt like the sequencing for that was perfect. And then sometimes I feel like putting it at the end would have felt like it was like an afterthought. Now, Mike Tyson, "Blow to the Face" is another one of my favorites on here. I know I mentioned I like the production on it, but I like how the song in the beginning and throughout, they're both rhyming a cappella, and then in the beginning, when there's like the acapella rhyme and then that beat drops, this is one of those songs that sounds really good in the car, especially when that drop comes out. I tested it today, and yeah, I was so happy to see that they were able to make the feature with Tyler, the Creator, happen for P.O.V. Push said in an interview that Tyler is a true fan of their work. And on P.O.V., Push is letting you know right off the bat that he has niggas' numbers. All I see is 90-day stars and 20-year thousandaires. And then get these 5,500 hosting niggas out of here. I just feel like the energy of this is very much like, I'm just very fed up. The jig has ascended. So I saw in an interview where Push said that he really wasn't a fan of P.O.V, and he said that's because his intention was to pay like homage to Guru with the monotone flow, and he felt like he really didn't nail it. But I feel like he got it, and even if he didn't think that he did, it's nice that he still paid a tribute to him. I love Tyler's verse too, when he said, "The curse of the double zeros, when you become the devil or the tap dancing Negro." And I feel like that really highlights that the more money you make or the higher up that you go, you will really be in situations that you will really be presented with situations that may test your integrity, and you're gonna have to make a decision if you're going to fight or stay in line, or keep your promises to yourself. And I think that could go with anything, not even just the music business. I love "So Be It" as well. Malice absolutely smoked his verse, and the part that I just love the most: "All black, back to back, this ain't traffic. You can't wrap your head around that. You ain't Arab. Y'all tweet, bird talk, we all Paris. Lone Star, cross the border, we like Dallas." I love that verse. I also found like the irony of Nas being the feature too on the song "Let God Sort 'Em Out," Chandeliers. That's another one that I love on there, because I'm always down for a good Nas feature. There were questions about both of these gentlemen's relevance and importance to the culture, so it was nice to see them on a song, maybe answering any questions people had about what function they played in hip hop. Now, E.B.I.D.T.A is my shit too. Like I said earlier, the beat is crazy, plus we get a verse from Pharrell, and I love how the both of them are going back and forth with the verse. And I love Push's line, "Lifting all this weight, now I live behind the gate, should DJ the way they digging through the crates." I like that. I don't know about who outdoing who on a verse, but I can tell you for sure they have given us so many quotables on this album. Also, I think what's the appeal for this album is that it doesn't sound like what I think a lot of y'all thought an album by a 52 and a 48-year-old was. And I don't want to keep bringing up age, but I think a lot of people thought like this was going to sound like an album from like 2003. I think that's what the appeal is here. They were able to come back and still sound new. And I know I was concerned, because sometimes when folks come back, it's just like they made the same album that they left us with, but they managed to make an album that stayed true to who they are, but also sound fresh and new. Let God Sort 'Em Out has certainly left a mark on hip hop. We're gonna be talking about this for years to come, because the 757 is gonna see to it, baby. And I really hope this ends the argument of like who is too old to be rapping. Alice and Push are 52 and 48 respectively. To quote Malice, if you're good at it, you're good at it. It doesn't matter how old you are. And they are also going on tour, and I plan to try to catch them at least one of their stops. I just saw, as I was recording this, they added a date in August for Brooklyn. So if I can't make Eagle Bank, I will be making my way up top. Let God Sort 'Em Out is out now on all streaming platforms. Bless you if you were able to catch one of the vinyl from the release. Let me know in the comments if you've heard it and what are some of your favorite songs. All right, Saints and Aints, it's time for my favorite part of my makeup routine, the lip combo. I'm just prepping my lips here with a little bit of setting powder because I just like a nice even base. I should have used the cinnamon bun colored one because that kind of neutralizes the lip, but this is what we're on right now. I'm going with MAC today for the lip combo. I'm using the lip liner in the shade Chestnut and lipstick in the shade Kinda Sexy, and I think I'm gonna put Nymphette over top of it to give it a shine. I don't know yet, but let's just start here. All right, now I'm just gonna blend the end of this, blend this line up. I just like to use my fingertip. I think that gives a good blend. All right, now for the lipstick. I like this. This is a good pink. I got Blankety and Honey. All right, now I'm going to go back and line over this. Okay, I might leave this without the gloss. I might leave this without the gloss. For the first time ever, look at me maturing. Yeah, I'm gonna leave this without the gloss. I like this. All right, Saints and Aints, this is the final look. Thank you for joining me for my discussion on the Clipse new album, Let God Sort 'Em Out. Make sure to like and subscribe for the latest in music and makeup. Till next time, Saints and Aints, love you, bye.